Hello, Core Radio. How are you today? Okay, so this is NeAnne. I hope you're having a good day today. I'm laughing because I tried to get on here yesterday. I was late because of an appointment that I had. And then about 10 minutes into my audio, my phone died. Completely died, even though it was plugged into my car while I was talking. And, once that happens, it takes forever for the stinking thing to come back on. So yesterday was kind of like a lost day, but today will be better, I pray. And I pray you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. It's a beautiful day where I am in Oklahoma. But real quick, for those of you that don't know me, my name is NeAnne, and this is A Healthy Journey. And I am passionate about sharing information about a healthier way of living for everybody. It's attainable for everybody. I have been doing my research and I have been on my journey for about 11 years. So it's taken a while. But we've been actually actively pursuing a healthier lifestyle for about 11 years. And the main reason that we started was because our middle son had a gastric problem when he was a baby. And the doctors found that he needed to be on prescription medication. The only prescription medication that would help him at the time would help if he was taking an adult dose. So he was 18 months old and he was taking an adult dose of a prescription medication for his gastro problems. So that went on for several years, even though every time I took him to the doctor, I would ask them if there was something else we could do, if we could reduce his medicine, if, what we could do. And the doctors pretty much always told me, this is all we can do at this point. And he had to go back for a yearly checkup for his medication. And each time the doctors told me the same thing. Just keep doing what you're doing and don't change anything. And I asked them, were there any studies on this particular medication? Did we need to worry about if an adult dose of this medication was going to be harming our son, who was still a child at the time? And they told us that there were no studies and that pretty much we just needed to keep doing what we were doing. And I was okay with that for a little while. 5 years, because by the time he was 6.5, I was like, okay, there has to be something different. There has to be something that we could do different. And we were living in Tucson at the time, and I had some sweet ladies at church take me under their wing and, just ask me, have you considered nutritional ways of, addressing your son's problem, or have you looked at this, or have you looked at that? And I'm like, no. And so they invited me to join them in an organic food buying co-op, which at that point I had never bought anything that was organic. Didn't know why I should be buying anything that's organic. Now I know because I've done the research, but at that point I just did not know. I was like lots of people in our society who depend on our leaders and our government to tell us that it's okay. That, I just assumed if it was in the store and we could buy it and consume it for ourselves, that it was okay. That somebody else had done the testing, or somebody else knew that what I was buying or putting on my body or eating was okay because it was in the store. That's what those government agencies do, right? And then I started doing research and I found out that no, that is not what those government agencies do. So it was very eye-opening. I became a very diligent reader and researcher, and I stopped assuming that because it was in the grocery store or in, any other store, that it was okay for me to purchase, to apply to my skin, or to consume as food. And so at that point, I just stopped. I was like, nope, I'm done. Okay, I've done the research. Now I have to be diligent and pay attention to what I'm doing. And so that's where I am now. So one of the very first books that I read was The Maker's Diet by Jordan Rubin, which was a wonderful book. He talks about his story from sickness to wellness through nutrition and diet. It's a very eye-opening story. It was wonderful. I really like that book. And when people ask me, well, where did you start? And I'm like, well, I started with Jordan Rubin's The Maker's Diet. It's a really good read. I learned a lot from that book. Then I moved on to The 100-Year Lie by Randall Fitzgerald. And this is the one that told me that, and the book said, the cover says, how food and medicine are destroying your health. And so this book was very, very eye-opening. And let's see, I'll just read you what the back cover says, because I'm going to read you just a little bit out of here, and then I'm going to walk you through what a day in my house looks like now that my eyes have been opened and I know what I'm looking for. So on the back cover of The 100-Year Lie, he says, human beings are fast becoming one of the most polluted species on the planet. Learn why your body has become so toxic that you would never pass an FDA inspection. The average American now carries a body burden of 700 or more synthetic chemicals, including Teflon residues, plastics, and dozens of pesticides. A fire retardant chemical contaminates fish, pork, turkey, chicken, cheese, butter, milk, eggs, and ice cream in most grocery stores. A 2005 study of lactating women in 18 U.S. states found perchlorate, a toxic component of rocket fuel, in practically every mother's breast milk. Lab tests have found that 4 common food additives, aspartame, MSG, and 2 coloring chemicals, interact synergistically to produce nerve damage. These additives are commonly found in junk food marketed to children. In the past few decades, male sperm counts fell by 50%. Women's tubal pregnancies increased by 400%. And girls 8 years old and younger began experiencing puberty. Chemicals are redefining what is quote unquote normal. And then the question, are we becoming a mutant species? Are we becoming a mutant species? Now, one of the things that I was reading, because he goes through a timeline like year by year or like every decade, depending on what happened, and talks about what's going on with disease and what the FDA and EPA are doing in our country. I found this statistic staggering because I just had a friend post on Facebook about having the problem of endometriosis. So I found this just hit me between the eyes, and I was like, are you kidding me? He says in 1921, prior to this date, 1921, a total of 20 reports of endometriosis in women has been reported worldwide. Worldwide. 1921. 20 reports of endometriosis, and that's in the entire world. By the late 1990s, nearly 20% of all women of childbearing age in the United States are afflicted with endometriosis. So I just thought that was staggering. I'm like, there are so many people that I know that are afflicted with that these days. I mean, you hear it all the time now. It's a very common word in our vocabulary now. Wow. So anyway, but there are chemicals in the products that we use that affect our hormones. So not only are they toxic to us, but they act like hormones in our bodies. And if we avoid them, then our body's natural hormones can do what they're supposed to do. Imagine that. It's amazing, because we are wonderfully made. And it's just, if we can just put some good things in our body to support health and wellness, it is amazing what happens. So anyway, so I was reading this book, and then I moved on to several other books. I mean, I have so many books in my library about nutrition and chemicals, and I mean, I have a whole book on fluoride and a whole book on magnesium, and just, it's amazing the information that's out there that independent researchers are doing. And so you can find the information. It's just not mainstream. But you might be able to find, I know this book is on Amazon, The 100-Year Lie by Randall Fitzgerald. You might be able to find it in your local library. So today I'm going to tell you sorry, I got to back up 1 second. So on my journey, I started with nutrition with the Maker's Diet. Then I started reading labels on what I'm putting in and on my body. Then I continued that research while I continued to clean the stuff out of my home and read labels and figure out what I was doing. Then a friend of mine introduced me to Young Living essential oils. And so my passion now is I have my own Young Living essential oil home business where I am an independent distributor, and I go out and tell people the information that I have found because I'm passionate about it. Because I know that Young Living products are completely plant-based. They do not have these chemicals in here that are toxic to your body. They don't use hormone disruptors, any chemicals that disrupt the hormone. They do have essential oils in their products, which are amazing. Just the studies that have been done on essential oils, so cool. But I'm going to walk through a day in my life and show you, because I've been talking about toxic load and body burden and all of that stuff. I'm just going to show you how I've been able to get chemicals and toxins out of my home and reduce my body burden while I'm in my home. Now, when I walk out the door, I can't do anything about the air quality or, some of the other things that I might come in contact. But I do know that I have been able to reduce the load in my home. So we're going to talk about that. So I'm just going to remind you, or if you're new, okay, so this is what he says in the book. Let's examine the reality of what we confront on a daily basis. If you are a typical person on any normal morning of your life, the following routine should be similar to your experience. You awaken from sleeping on a mattress that was coated with flame-retardant chemicals during its manufacture, as most mattresses are, and which emits minuscule amounts of formaldehyde gas and a brominated substance known to be carcinogenic, which your body readily absorbs. You pad on your bare feet toward the bathroom across a synthetic carpet treated, as most carpets are during manufacture, with benzene and styrene and several other cancer-causing chemicals. Now, I will have to admit, I do have carpet in my bedroom, and I should have done more research when I bought my mattress, right? You would think I would have, but So I need to do some more research on that, right? Okay, so I need to do that. But once in the bathroom, you turn on the faucet and splash your face with tap water laced with fluoride and chlorine, both carcinogens. Most tap water also contains traces of herbicides and pharmaceutical drugs. You open a plastic bottle of Listerine mouthwash or a similar brand and gargle, not realizing that the plastic bottle has leached its own chemicals into the mouthwash mixture that already includes 4 active ingredients along with half dozen flavoring and coloring chemicals. If you read the mouthwash label, you will find the following. Warnings: do not administer to children under 12 years of age. Do not swallow. In case of accidental ingestion, seek professional assistance or contact a poison control center immediately. You pick up your Crest toothpaste and find it also has a warning label. If more than used for brushing is accidentally swallowed, get medical help. Though sodium fluoride is the only quote-unquote active ingredient listed on this toothpaste container, there are other chemicals in this concoction that don't have to be revealed to you because they are classified as inert and are thus protected under trade secrecy laws. So I don't know about you, but I don't want anything in my home that says if my children swallow it, I have to call poison control. And I can tell you that I don't have anything in my home that says if swallowed, call poison control, because I don't want that for my children. I don't even want it for me. I mean, and it doesn't say that if, what weight or how old or, when to call poison control. It just says if consumed, seek medical help. So I don't want that. So in that instance, I can say we are blessed. We have our own well. So I don't have to worry about fluoride and chlorine in my water. I do have to, our well has herbicides and pesticides because we do live in a rural area. So when we drink our water, it goes through even though we live on a well, I still have a reverse osmosis for my water when I ingest it. I use Young Living Thieves toothpaste. It doesn't have anything in there that I can't ingest or that would be harmful for me. I also use Thieves mouthwash. So I have completely removed those other items from my home. I only use Young Living mouthwash and Young Living toothpaste. So I'm good there. So I've gotten those out. So now he goes on. You raise your arms and apply deodorant, which contains 7 chemicals, including aluminum, parabens for preservative, propylene glycol, which is a lubricant and suspected cancer agent, and other chemicals disguised under fragrance, which is another trade secrecy term. On average, according to the FDA, we each use 9 personal care products daily, containing about 126 chemical ingredients. If you use body lotion, they contain penetration-enhancing chemicals that can drive toxins from other toiletries deeper into your flesh. Before leaving the bathroom, you pull a drug from the cabinet with a warning label and swallow this mixture of synthetic chemicals. All the while, you have been breathing benzene fumes capable of causing leukemia from that deodorizer you installed under the commode seat lid. Ugh, yeah, I don't use those. Okay, so I have a plant-based essential oil infused deodorant that I don't have to use the gross stuff from the store. So I've gotten that out of my house. And then he talks about the personal care products contain, and so by the time you're done, you're getting at least 126 chemicals there, right? So I use Young Living bath and shower gel. I use my Young Living face wash, foaming face wash, my Young Living moisturizer, my Young Living eye cream. And now we are so super blessed that Young Living came out with an entire line of all natural makeup. So my makeup doesn't have talc, it doesn't have petrochemicals, it doesn't have parabens, it doesn't have nanoparticles, which I don't know if you've looked up nanoparticles, but until I started using our makeup, I didn't know that the personal care product industry uses nanoparticles, which are particles made even smaller than what they're supposed to be, so that they can penetrate the skin. And this is what I tell people. Your skin is your biggest organ. Because sometimes people think that what you put on your skin is a barrier between the outside of your body and the inside of your body, and it won't let anything in that's bad. But that's not the case. Our skin is one of the biggest organs of the body, so what you put on your skin goes in your skin and into your bloodstream. And now they're using these other chemicals so that it penetrates better, or they're using nanoparticles so that they're even smaller and can get into your skin even easier. And that's what they do with makeup. So our makeup does not contain nanoparticles, which is so awesome. Because then those particles get in even further. So, oh, and then the deodorizer, gross, under the commode lid. I don't know about y'all, but those make me feel ill. I don't know. That smell just doesn't even smell good. Anyway, so yeah, I don't like that. But if I want to put a smell into my home to make it smell better or make it smell like a specific thing, I have a diffuser in my home, and I can put my 100% pure Young Living essential oils in my diffuser and turn it on, and then those particles are, spread through the air. They don't have any chemicals. They don't have any synthetics, no toxins, no nothing. And I get to smell, lavender, or peppermint, or lime, or, you can make up your own concoction. I really, really like one of our blends called Christmas Spirit. It has spruce and cinnamon and orange in it. And so it smells amazing. But you just put that in the diffuser and you can smell that. So I don't have candles in my home. I don't have deodorizers in my home. I don't have anything that you spray around to mask odors. I just use my essential oils in my diffuser. They smell amazing, and they're good for you, not harmful. So I've gotten rid of that. So I've gotten rid of everything. Switched over to Young Living. I know that it's good for me. It's completely plant-based, and they are infused with essential oils. So you're getting the benefits of whatever essential oils are in there also. And same for my husband. We've switched over his body wash because they came out with a men's 3-in-1 body wash. Smells amazing. He also has a shave gel. We have a beard oil for the men. You can make up your own stuff also. But so we've gotten rid of that for him because there are hormone disruptors in men's products also. And hormone disruptors are bad for men and women. We just need to get rid of those hormone disruptors that are toxic to our body. So then, okay, so I've gotten rid of everything in the bathroom. Sorry, I'm going through my day. So then I'm going to go start a load of laundry. If you haven't done so, Google dangers of laundry soap. Or there's studies out, and they're all over Facebook. People are posting them all the time. How dangerous the smells are that come out when you use laundry soap and softener. They're both bad for you. So this is what I do. I use my Thieves laundry soap. It's 100% pure, infused with our Thieves oil. It's amazing. It works amazing on our clothes. If you need a little extra, you can just spray with the Thieves cleaner or, just a little bit of the laundry soap. I use vinegar in the fabric softener holder for the rinse. I haven't used fabric softener probably in about, let's see, it's probably been about 9-10 years. I always forgot to put it in anyway, right? I mean, who remembers to put it in there? So now I can remember to put my vinegar in there. So I put the vinegar in there, set the rinse cycle. That's how I wash my clothes. I do not use dryer sheets or the softener, but if you look at the studies that have been done, the off-gassing of the chemicals when you dry your clothes, and those chemicals get heated up, and now it's getting into the air, and then you're going in there and smelling it. Now you've got overheated chemicals going straight in your nose, which is right by your brain, just so you know, right by your brain. So I don't use any of those. I use wool dryer balls, and I throw some essential oils on there from whatever I want. Sometimes lemon. We have a blend called Purification that smells wonderful. And so it just depends on what smell I want. I just put those on those wool dryer balls and start the dryer. They help with static and, all that kind of stuff. So if I'm smelling anything coming out of my dryer, it's good for me. No chemicals. I haven't put any chemicals in my laundry. So now when I wear my clothes, I'm not absorbing chemicals from the stuff that I use. If I'm with that, because I'm okay with absorbing essential oils. They're 100% pure, and I know that they're not going to be harmful. So there's that. So then I need to go to the kitchen, and I need to do some dishes. Well, am I going to use the dish soap that's bright blue or bright green or yellow? What other color do they make them now? Anyway, and I don't even know what makes them that color. Do you? I mean, really, do you know what color that is? And if you're putting your hands in the dishwater with that bright blue, bright green, bright yellow stuff, then it's getting on your skin and into your skin. Like I said, your skin does not keep those things from being absorbed into your bloodstream. It is not a suit of armor that keeps everything out. So then I can do my dishes without fear. I can have my children help me with dishes without fear. They can put their hands in there, and it's okay with me because it's Young Living essential oil, Thieves infused dish soap. And so they're actually getting the benefits from the Thieves oil while they're doing the dishes, and they're getting my dishes clean. And I know that there's nothing in there that's going to, harm their skin, or when it gets into their bloodstream, harm them. So we're good there. And then Young Living came out with dishwasher powder. So now I don't have to use yucky dishwasher powder, which I was using the best I could find, before we came out with ours, one of those all natural brands at the grocery store. I honestly never turned it over and compared every ingredient. I knew it was better than the one that wasn't from one of the all natural brands. So anyway, but now I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about if there's a residue on my dishes from my dishwasher that it contains chemicals and toxins and hormone disruptors. I don't even have to worry about it anymore because I'm using my Thieves powder, which is all natural, and it's infused with the Thieves essential oil blend, which is amazing. I'll say that one more time. So I'm good there. So then I got to do some cleaning, right? I'm moving on to my day. I'm going to do some cleaning around the house. Well, anybody want to guess? Yes, Young Living has a Thieves infused household cleanser. And so when you order it from Young Living, it's concentrated. You can make up to 20 bottles with one small bottle of concentrate, depending on how strong or how weak you make it. It costs like $1.50 to make your own, to make 20 of these spray bottles. So if you get rid of all of the other chemicals in your home, you're probably saving money by the time you switch and ditch, right? Ditch the chemicals, switch to Thieves Household Cleanser. It smells wonderful. I don't have to worry about it getting on my children's skin. I don't have to worry about if they're spraying it on the floor and then walking through it. It doesn't bother me. It's 100% plant-based, and it's infused with Thieves essential oil. So again, I let them help me clean their bathroom. I mop with it, so I let them help me mop. I'll give them the spray bottle and, have them clean off the stools. I'll clean the counter. I don't have to worry about putting food on the counter after I use it, because I know that there's not going to be anything absorbed into my food from the residue on the counter, so I'm good there. So I have reduced our toxic load significantly just by getting all of the cleaners out of my home. I use my Thieves cleaner on windows, glass, wood floors, tile floors, toilets, countertops, bathtubs. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to think. The interior of our car. I mean, everything. I use that for everything. I have gotten rid of every other chemical laden cleaner out of my home. I use it in my oven. Yeah, I mean, everything. And so if you need it to be a little bit more concentrated, then you just don't add as much water. It just depends on how concentrated you want it. So there's that. Oh, and then we need to wash our hands because we've been, cleaning or whatever. We have foaming hand soap. We have one that's lavender infused, and we have one that's thieves infused. And it feels wonderful on your skin. It doesn't dry out my hands. It smells wonderful. You're getting the benefit of either the lavender or the Thieves essential oil when you depending on which one you choose. But they last forever. So I don't have to worry about the chemicals that are in that. Does not contain any triclosan, which I don't know. I need to do some checking on that because triclosan was found to be cancer causing. And 2 years ago, I believe it was 2 years ago, the FDA said that companies using triclosan had 2 years to get it out of their products. And 2017, like September or December of 2017 was the deadline. And I don't know if they gave them an extension or not. But if you're using antibacterial hand wash or body wash or even the deodorant that I was previously buying for my husband, it was not an antiperspirant. It was just a deodorant, but it had triclosan in it. So I need to go back and review and see if they've actually removed triclosan or if they gave them a waiver so they could go over the 2 years. But again, they know it causes cancer. Why do they need 2 years to get it out of our products? Why don't they just remove it immediately? It's proven. Anyway, so that's my soapbox. So I've gotten, so bathroom's good, laundry room's good, kitchen's good, and now, my children's bathroom. We have a children's toothpaste from Young Living, so mine use that, and we have body wash and shampoo and lotions for them also, which are just wonderful. And so I have been able to, over the last, now my journey started about 11 years ago, but my Young Living life started about 5 years ago. So just in the last 5 years, I've been able to switch everything that I could, that Young Living produces, been able to switch everything to Young Living. And I do that by, the household cleanser lasts, you can make 20 bottles. So I might have to buy the household cleanser once every 2 or 3 months. And I get laundry soap once a month. And then I get, toothpaste once a month. But the dish soap, I can usually make it last about 2 months. And then the dishwasher soap, I'm telling you, I don't have to buy dishwasher soap except for like every 6 months because our dishwasher soap is so concentrated, you barely use any. So about every 6 months, I'll throw that on my order. Shampoo and conditioner every 2 or 3 months. Body wash every maybe 4 months because you barely use any of it and it lasts forever. And so, this wasn't an overnight process for me. And so I don't assume it's going to be an overnight process for anybody else that wants to do this. But that's what I do. I help people figure out how to reduce your body burden, how to reduce your toxic load so that maybe you can just live a more abundant life and not have to worry about some of the things that are out there. If I don't have to worry about the toothpaste that my children are using and having to call poison control if they get too much of it, then that is just one worry that I can get off my mind. I can let my children brush their teeth by themselves. I don't have to be in there. Now, I don't want them using too much of the other toothpaste because I don't want them to be wasteful, but I don't have to worry about it harming them. And I don't have to worry about if they get hold of my mouthwash. It's not going to harm them. They're probably not going to drink a whole lot of it, but that's some children just do. But getting those worries off of your mind, then you can concentrate on other things going on in your house. But so I will tell you that this 100-year lie pretty much started at the beginning at about 1906. When that was the year that Congress enacted the Pure Food and Drug Act, a law that for the first time gave Americans the illusion of food and drug safety and provided a legal standard for most other governments of the world to follow. Prior to its passage in early 1906, the chief chemist of the U.S. Bureau of Chemistry, Harvey Wiley, had urged the Congress to control drugs and food sold in interstate commerce because he was afraid of it. He said he found that food we daily consume are so fraught with germ life of a harmful nature that I am almost afraid to go to the table. That was his opinion. Germs were identified as public enemy number one, and synthetic chemicals in food and medicine were held as the cure for this germ threat. So that's pretty much where it started. But let me just tell you what it looked like in 1900. In 1900 in the United States, cancer is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States, responsible for only 3% of all deaths. By the end of the 20th century, cancer will be the cause of 20% of all deaths in the United States. Diabetes affects less than 0.1% of the U.S. population. But by the end of the 20th century, almost 20% of U.S. citizens will contract type 1 or type 2 diabetes. Asthma and related immune system diseases are virtually non-existent in 1900. But by the end of the 20th century, at least 150 million people worldwide will be afflicted. Breast cancer in women is very rare, but by 1960, breast cancer will affect 1 in 20 women, and by 2005, 1 in 3 women will develop breast cancer. So, those are just some statistics from 1900, which I find absolutely amazing and frightening at the same time, right? Because we used to be a pretty healthy country, and then we started just altering everything that we put in and on our body. And at that point, I mean, our body can only do so much if we're just constantly bombarding it with chemicals. So that's another reason that I share with people that I teach. I teach about the products that Young Living has, but even other products that are out there. I mean, you can clean your mirrors with vinegar, right? It's not going to hurt you. Vinegar. And it cleans amazing. I prefer the smell of Thieves Household Cleanser, but you can use vinegar. And so that's just the kind of stuff that I love to share with people. But reducing your toxic load and your body burden could mean living with abundance for you and your family and not having to worry about some of this other stuff. but that's an option. So anyway, so what I do is I go out, I share this information with people. I teach about it all the time. You're welcome to email me questions. My email is healthyjourney2016@gmail.com. I cannot diagnose, treat, or prescribe because I am not a medical professional. So don't send me questions about specific diseases or symptoms of disease or anything else because I just can't help you with that. But I can help you kick the chemicals out of your home because you are the gatekeeper of your home. You get to decide what crosses the threshold of your home, what you're going to use for your family, what you're going to use on your family, what kind of food you're going to bring in and feed your family, and then you get to decide what you're going to do from there. So one of the things that I do, but if you're ready, if you want to contact me and you're like, I am so ready to do this because I am sick and tired of being sick and tired all the time, then I can help you with that. But it's super easy to do. You can go to youngliving.com. Then you click on Become a Member, and then it's going to ask you who introduced you to Young Living Essential Oils. And if I'm the one who introduced you to Young Living Essential Oils, then you put in my member number, which is 1416900, 1416900, and you just keep on clicking. You choose the starter kit that you want, because we have premium starter kits that are priced at half off. And that's the easiest and best way to get started, kicking that stuff out of your home. We have an essential oil starter kit where you get 11 essential oils and a diffuser to use in your home. We have a thieves starter kit where it comes with 2 bottles of the household cleanser. It comes with toothpaste and mouthwash and hand purifier and thieves spray to put in your pocket. And you can take it around with you when you're at the store or at the restaurant, wherever you're going. And it has other stuff. It has thieves essential oil. But you choose the starter kit that you want to get started on. Fill out your personal information. Set up a username and a password, because now that you've become a wholesale member of Young Living, it's a lifelong membership where you get 24% off of everything that you purchase, 24% off of retail of everything that you purchase from Young Living. And the only thing you have to do is purchase $50 in a 12-month period to keep your membership active. And then you can sit down and order from the comfort of your own home, order what you want, and they ship it directly to you. So then you put in your payment information, then you click on whatever's left, and then you process, order, or finish and process, or I can't remember exactly what it says at the end. But that's how easy it is. So once you become a member and you're on my team, then I send you information on what to do next. What do I do? What do I do with these 11 essential oils that I just got in the mail and I'm going to set up my diffuser? I send you some reference material on what to do with that. Or what do I do with my Thieves household cleanser? How do I use it? How do I mix it up? That's what I'm here for. I'm here for support and education. And we have team members all over the United States and the world. We have some members outside of the United States, which is awesome. But I have been truly blessed with not just using these products for my family, but I'm also blessed with being able to be a stay-at-home mom running my own business from home. And so if you're interested in that, that's what I'm here for also. I can help you with that because it's been amazing. I get to meet the most wonderful people and spend time with them and fellowship with them, and it's just so fun. And it's just fun to see how they've been blessed by getting the chemicals out of their home and how much better they're feeling when they don't have those toxins around. I'm telling you, I have a hard time walking down the aisle in the grocery store, the laundry detergent and cleaner aisle. I seldom do need to go down there, but that's usually where they have like the cleaning vinegar and and sponges and stuff like that I need. And so I have a really hard time walking down that aisle now that my my home doesn't smell like that. It's hard to get used to, but and my girls don't like it either when we're at the grocery store. But anyway, but that's what I do. So I would love to hear from you. You're welcome to email me again, healthyjourney2016@gmail.com. And I will be back on Monday at 4 o'clock if you want to come back and hear some more, because we're talking about food. Also, today we just kind of took a rest on talking about what's in our food and what we should be avoiding in our food, because I wanted to give you a real life testimony about how easy it is to get this stuff out of your home, and a place where you can find products that you can trust. If you want to look at the products that are already in your home, there is a free app from the Environmental Working Group. This is a group of people that work tirelessly to help protect people from toxic chemicals, but it's called Healthy Living. Yes, Healthy Living. And it's a free app. You can go around your home and scan the items, and it'll tell you what the chemicals are and what they do. And so then you can decide for yourself what to keep and what to throw away and what you're not going to deal with anymore, right? Does it have hormone disruptors? Does it have carcinogens? What's going on with what I'm already buying? But I have found a way to replace them with a company that I love and trust. And I know that the products that they're putting out are only good for me and my family. And so that's the easiest thing to do. But again, so Monday when we come back, we're going to be talking about food again, because last time we were on, we talked about food additives, because one of the myths that we cherish to believe is that food additives are harmless. So we talked about that last time. Next time, we're going to talk about another myth we cherish, that artificial sweeteners are safe. So I do not cherish that myth, obviously, because I've been doing this for a while. But one of the things that I've shared before is that I will not spend 1 penny of my hard-earned money on anything that contains a synthetic sweetener. I just won't do it. I know too much about it. I've done so much research on artificial sweeteners, I won't. And sometimes they're hard to find. So if you find anything that says sugar-free, low-calorie, diet, whatever, it's going to be in there. It's hard to find gum at the grocery store, because most people want sugar-free gum to save the teeth, so that your teeth aren't covered with sugar all the time. So if I want to give my children gum, I try to find a all-natural one, which they tend to not like as much because it doesn't have the sugar in it. It doesn't have those natural flavorings, right? So when you're buying gum, if you're chewing sugar-free gum, it's most likely got aspartame in it. So I would read that label. But we're going to talk about synthetic sweeteners on Monday when we're back. And if you want to join in, we'll be right here at worldwideradio.com or hashtag worldwide radio, core radio. Worldwide core radio. And then my hashtag is healthy living with NeAnne. So if you know somebody that needs to hear this information, please share it with them, right? You know the information. It's important for somebody you love to know this information. Then share this show with them. And I would appreciate that. So I pray that you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. And we'll be back Monday at 4.